Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be talking about 8 items that I feel are the most helpful things to own for your at-home espresso setup. Let's get into it. So starting off from this side begins with the fellow Atomos vacuum container. And I'll get it close to my mic, here's what it does. Basically, it vacuum seals your coffee beans for you, which is a really important thing. I have a clear glass container and I also have a black aluminum or metal container. This one's great because you're not getting any exposure to light, whereas this one you are getting the exposure to light, you're still getting the vacuum sealed. I have both to help me differentiate when beans are different from each other, or maybe it's a newer bag versus an older bag. I know based on that. The next thing is going to be a scale. This is the Greater Good scale, got it off Amazon. I think it was around $25. I'll put the links and the prices to everything in the description. This is absolutely vital because you need to know your timing and you need to know your weight. Another thing that goes right along with this scale is gonna be a cup of some sort to put your beans in that you'll be weighing. So you'd basically turn this on, you'd have a 0 tare, and then you'd add your beans and you know how many grams you're trying to achieve. And this is really, really helpful to then transfer it from the scale into your grinder or wherever you have for grinding. The next thing that absolutely changed the game of my at-home espresso with consistency was the Normcore 58mm calibrated tamp. So we have the 25-pound setting on this, and basically this just helps with getting the exact same amount of pressure every single shot, which is really helpful if there's multiple people in your house. Both my husband and I make 1 to 2 coffees per day for ourselves or sometimes for each other, and what was happening is I would tamp at a certain weight and then he would tamp at a completely different weight, and it would basically just end up causing all of the shots to become very inconsistent, one more watery and one more, concrete-like. It just didn't want to pull through. The next thing that goes along with while you're grinding your beans is gonna be this funnel, which basically you're able to magnetically add on top of your portafilter. I'll show you. So what you have here is your portafilter, and then you're able to literally just magnetically drop this on and it perfectly lines up so that when you're grinding your beans, you're not getting anything overflowing. And typically in the process, you would then go to your WDT tool, which this is pretty helpful, although I am very curious about the ones that sit on top and you're able to spin. I think those actually might be more effective, where this is more time consuming and you're kind of just like raking the coffee grinds to get them to be flush or flat with the top, so then you can use your tamp and obviously go from there. So that's really helpful. And then the next thing is having a smaller milk pitcher. So this is your standard size milk pitcher that when you go online, this is probably what you're gonna see. I believe it's 16 ounces. And ultimately at the end of the day, if you're making milk for just one latte or one flat white especially, you're gonna have a lot of milk left over that you'll end up just throwing away. So what I did is I went on Amazon and I found a milk pitcher that is 8 ounces. So it's half of this, and you end up only pouring the milk right up to here on the line. And I literally pour the milk and have 0 waste, which is awesome. You're able to just steam, use, move on, and you're not wasting your milk, which you're paying for, and also just your time. So the next thing that is not really an exciting item, but it's absolutely necessary, is some kind of towel or cloth to be able to clean out your portafilter every single time that you take it out of your machine. You wanna make sure you're putting your coffee grinds into your portafilter dry and not wet. And so I always just have these in the drawer right below my espresso machine, and I'm able to just clean this out really quickly and then go ahead and grind the beans right into the basket. The next thing that I think is absolutely necessary so you don't destroy your home is a tamping silicone kind of plasticky mat. So this, what it does is it sits right on the edge of our granite countertops, and we're able to push the tamp right up against it, and then we're able to, of course, apply the pressure with having like a really good squishy area so that it's not damaging the countertops. For me, that's absolutely necessary. I have really no clue how you would be doing this without one of those. Obviously, they have the wooden box situations that you can use as well. Those are cool, but for me, I like that this just sits right in front of my coffee machine, right over there, and I'm able to just push the portafilter against it and use it. So that's it. Super simple video for you guys, but these things kind of make or break your espresso, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure your espresso is consistent. And if you have multiple people living in your house, the calibrated tamp is going to be the most iconic addition to what you're doing, because then you're able to make sure your consistency is always on point. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful. Give it a like, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. I'm going to be posting a lot more videos about espresso and other things. Comment below some things you'd want to see, and I'll see you next time. Peace.